because the turning point with my business came when we decided, I don't know if you have known this from the past. I pitched our idea on Shark Tanks.
Correct.
Yeah, I pitched it there four
I heard
times.
that. Yeah.
And then on the fourth time, that's where I met Metta World Peace. That's where like he was sitting next to me, and I
Hello, Jayhan. Welcome to our episode for UPCEO Project Podcast. Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to create?
Thank you, Francis, for having me today. It was great to see you, and at the same time, thank you for the opportunity to be on your podcast today. So, hello everyone out there. My name is Jayhan Edu. I'm the founder of Easy Care Link. So I've been a licensed vocational nurse for the last 15 years, and my journey was really started when I was working at a nursing home. It was there that I found the niche and the opportunities where I could help my fellow nurses. Back then, we're always short of staff. So that's where I thought I could help my fellow nurses, and at the same time, the facility to connect nurses in a short period amount of time. It was there that it all started with my journey for Easy Care Link.
That's great. That's great to hear. So I'm really, just so you know, guys, I met Jayhan around, I think it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. So just a short story about it. I just walked into their office before, and I got curious about, hey, do you have some opening or something like that? And just so happened that she was like venturing out and looking for a marketing director. So we tried it out, see how it's gonna go. I lasted for like around 3 months or 6 months, something like that. And plus the fact that I had a newly born, it's like Timmy was like 1 year old at the time. She allowed me to bring Timmy in the office, which is really hard.
Yeah.
So it's salute to all mothers out there who's doing what I did, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I wanted to know more about your background or your personal journey about your being an entrepreneur for you. So what was your career path, Jayhan? Maybe you can share to our viewers or our listeners on how you started out with the Easy Care Link, and how did those experiences shape your approach to...
During my childhood years, I've been really started selling like candies, like that stuff. So I already have my entrepreneurial spirit. So when I started here in the United States, I was working as a nurse. My husband during that time was sick. So I was looking for an extra income. And then having my salary, I felt it wasn't enough. He was sick and I was just working by myself. So I thought there must be a better way to add another extra income to what I'm bringing home. So that's when, just like what I was mentioned earlier, I saw the opportunity where we have a short staffing, my fellow nurses are burned out, and it was there that I know I could do something about it. Easy Care Link, during that time, it wasn't Easy Care Link. I was just trying my luck on how I could do it. But then it gets interesting because I found the opportunity where I could help that facility. Actually, it was one of our facility now, the facility to connect to the nurses. But during those times, it's very hard to get nurses on board because of documentations and all those stuff. It takes time. I thought to myself, how can we help these facilities to get better with the nurses in a short amount of time to connect with the facilities? So that's where I thought about, if there's an Uber for transportation and Airbnb for the real estate to connect their consumers, I think we can do the same. So it was just
That's
like
good.
the rest was history.
Yeah, I remember that's what drawn me to join you at that time, because you were like sharing to me your vision, and you were like already set up. You're like in your infancy at that time when I was there. So it was like a really impressed on how you think. We pretty much think alike. We wanted to go into the tech world or software world. So when you were sharing it to me, it got me excited even more.
Right away.
And that's why I'm really excited about you moving forward with this one. And yeah, like you mentioned earlier, you're like venturing out into a business, and your husband, which is Alexis, shout out to Alexis, by the way, you pivoted and tried venturing out to those business. Maybe next question will be like, if you can explain to us in detail on how Easy Care Link works and the primary problems besides what you mentioned earlier. So I know that you wanted to solve the staffing issues, right? So in terms of that, the follow-up question is, how did it help the facilities that you've reached out, or should we say, how did you approach them and how did they receive that? Maybe you can share to our viewers, how did they receive it and how did it go so far?
After the pandemic, it was there that we really tested the capability of our system and the platform. So we definitely made the difference in terms of the staffing, because we were able to help this facility, the inefficiencies when it comes to staffing their facility or their houses, or anyone looking for a nurse, anyone looking for a caregiver. It really made a difference because it was fast, it was efficient, very handy for them, because they can just look into their phones, use their mobile apps, and then at the same time, if they're at the office as well, they can do their laptops. So it's, again, I think the timing during that time was great, and we could also see the difference when it comes to our revenue, because the request was made it easy, just like our tagline. We easily link their care. So again, it just proved that our platform works, and at the same time it helps so many facilities during those times, and even up to these times.
Yeah, I definitely. That's something that's so unique that you started off. I really remember the time when, it was like a pandemic. Timmy was born 2019. I was there 2020. Then pandemic hit. So everybody is like at home, so we can't do anything. That's why that's one inspiring thing about what you started off, is that you try to solve it even if everybody has a problem with the pandemic, that everybody's got affected. Then you try to solve a problem even if you are at home or at the office, right? So I guess that's a great way to, as an entrepreneur, I can really say that you have an entrepreneur mindset. That's why it's really inspiring to hear that from you. And I'm drawn to, like, let's say, hear from you, learn from you, actually, which is really great.
Thank you.
I'm thankful for that one, for you sharing those insights that you've had. I guess maybe one thing for all the, just probably if you can share some of the unique features that your platform has, because for all the guys out there, or let's say, should we say, probably there's some facility owners out here that hasn't seen you or hasn't heard from you yet. Maybe you can give them some insights or explain to them what are the unique features.
Sure, yeah. So here's how it works. Healthcare facilities post their staffing needs on our platform, detailing the specific roles they need to fill. Then the required qualifications, healthcare professionals who have signed up with Easy Care Link can browse those listings and choose the opportunities that fit their schedules and expertise. Just like what I said, it's an Uber. So, when you request an Uber driver to come to your house, You will just put it in there, and then it will fill the necessary your necessary needs when you request for a right. So the same thing with pretty much the same concept with the platform that we have. Once a match is made, the platform facilitates the connection, ensuring that all necessary credentials and verifications are in place. So this is not only speed up the process, but also provides a level of assurance for both the quality and the healthcare provider. The primary problems that we solve here is the inefficiencies and the delays of traditional staffing methods, where it can often lead to increased stress and burnout among existing staff. By providing flexibility and efficiency, Easy Care Link help facilities maintain adequate staffing levels, which improves patient care and reduces the strain on their permanent staff. In essence, with what I have mentioned earlier, Easy Care Link bridges the gap between the supply and demand for the healthcare industry, addressing the critical need in a practical and impactful way. So that's what really Easy Care Link is all about.
Nice. Thank you for sharing that one. That's so cool to have those type of features, and at the same time, you're really driven in terms of solving each problem for that particular target audience or clients that you have. So I guess the next one is, maybe you can tell us what are some of the biggest challenges you faced in the early stages of Easy Care Link, and how did you overcome them?
Number one is cash flow issue. In the healthcare, you would have to really have a cash flow, and you know that, right?
Yeah.
I guess
bootstrap it. That's hard.
Yeah, in any type of businesses, it's always going to be the cash flow that you're gonna need it, or number one problem. Or during those years, in my early years of the business, it has been one of the most challenging part, because I do not have a support back then. No one really believes you when you're starting out, right?
Oh, I can relate. Don't worry.
That's so true. So
you're by yourself, right?
You are just by yourself. But what I have is the grit and the courage to pursue my dream. It's not just about dream, really. It's about your passion. My passion to help in any possible way I can, and at the same time having that entrepreneurial spirit. So I started with my very little salary back then. It was, as far as I could remember, I think I only have my salary as $2,000 when I started it. And then after that, my husband saw how my business jumpstart, and then I asked him if I can dip into his 401k.
You have to ask, right?
I have to cry out loud.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I know that's really hard. I can totally relate with you. Yeah, because starting a business is really hard, because nobody believes at you first, even if you explain to them your vision, your mission. But at the end of the day, you still have to do it. You have to have the grit. You have to really go through it, push through it, no matter what, no matter obstacles that you encounter, you have to still do it and pursue it.
Yeah, you have to believe in your vision and in your mission, even if no one else believes in you.
Yeah, that's good.
Again, it's not easy. You will have to face your fear. So either you step back or you face your fear.
That's great to hear. Now, okay, next set of questions. So we're going to talk about work-life balance, okay? So I guess the question is, as a business owner, how do you manage to balance your work with personal responsibilities? For you guys out there, Jayhan is a she's a new mom.
Yes.
We're so happy that it's a beautiful story that they have. Maybe she can share to us about their story. It's a really inspiring story that you need to hear. That's why I took the opportunity to invite her to be one of my guests, because I know for a fact that she has a story to tell. Maybe you can share to us about that work-life balance, especially given the unique challenges you faced as an entrepreneur.
Sure, yeah. Balancing work with personal responsibilities is definitely challenging. being a new mom, and then I have my mother-in-law who is sick, then my husband, and then my mom. So you're really speaking the truth. I am in a sandwich generation. But one thing that's really crucial for me is finding myself, finding peace within myself. If you can maintain inner peace, everything else seems. I think that's one thing that I could talk about, because it's not easy to achieve peace, especially when you hear your husband talking,
I know,
not
right?
criticizing. But I love my husband, so he's my number one critic, yet my number one supporter too. So then you have your son screaming, crying, I would say.
Getting your
So you're right. But I definitely find to have, again, one thing that I think it's very important for me is to finding my own inner peace. When I have that peace, what that means for me is my faith provides me with strength and guidance. One thing that I always do, this is just for myself, is in order for me to balance my time with my family and work, is to stay away from which one is giving me stress. Like, for example, my business is asking me for a lot of attention to solve this, to solve that. When you have a business, your mind is working 24 hours.
Yeah,
Even
non-stop.
when you're sleeping.
Non-stop.
It's like you're opening a lot of outlet in your mind. But I have to find time in solitude. I have to wake up intentionally at 12 o'clock until 2 o'clock to just meditate, to just pray. And doing so for the last 4 or 5 years, it has been very helpful for me. It has been very, it helps me to think through what decisions do I need to do, what is the highest priority, what should I be doing, how could we move forward when it comes to, like, when there's problem, how to approach it. It's just, this not only helps me, but it gives me also, it allows me to make more thoughtful and effective decisions for my business. So balancing everything is never easy. With a peaceful heart and a strong spirit, it becomes manageable.
Oh, that's great. So I guess, you mentioned about balancing time, right? So do you use what's your strategy or tools, even if you use any tools to organize your time? Maybe you can share to us, like, for example, if you use like some sort of like an app.
I guess what I would say is, firstly, time management. I don't have a specific tools that I use to manage my time. But what I do is
Multitasking.
I do my meetings while my left hand is holding my son and my right hand is holding my phone. Then my face is on the meetings. I really don't have time. I really don't have, I would say, tools. But again, what I would do is, if things gets crazy, I would have to step aside and go to my war room. My war room is my closet. So this is yes. That's where I go to find peace after I do my meditation in there, pray. Again, it's all about my faith. I would say when I started my business, it is founded with my faith. It's the foundation of my business was built on my faith. Firstly, I don't have the support that I need. I don't have the funding. So when you really think about it, how did you manage all these things up to this time? It's just because of my faith. So
that's good. That's good to hear. So follow-up question on that one. So you mentioned about the funding, right? You initially fund your business, Easy Care Link. So actually, just so you know, a little bit truth about this is, initially, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Jayhan, but her company name before was JLEX.
Yes.
I don't know if there's some previous names that you have, but I was there when it was still JLEX at that time. So
it's still JLEX.
JLEX, but she converted it to the software itself. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is Easy Care Link, right?
Yeah, Easy Care Link. It's just because JLEX technically was my husband's name and my name.
Yours
so
combined.
JLEX,
Yes. It's the
But then,
typical name, right?
then
Business.
because they keep asking me, what is JLEX? I would have to describe, I would have to tell them, okay, JLEX is this and that. And then I thought about, I need to find a name that I don't have to explain.
Oh,
That's why I
it's
come up
easy.
with Easy Care Link.
Yeah, spend your time just explaining it, right?
Exactly. So
Which is
that's
really
why I
good.
thought of Easy Care Link,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
good. That's good.
a nice name. It's a self-explanatory name.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, it's perfect. I mean, it evolved. Your company has evolved since then, since I was there. So, I mean,
Correct.
I guess so. The next one would be maybe if you can, like you mentioned about the funding, right? So I
Mhm.
know for a fact that there are some viewers out here or somebody's listening that wanted to start up their business and wanted to see in how can they fund their business, because definitely they're gonna encounter some cash flow issues. They need to address it right away. For a lot of aspiring business entrepreneurs or somebody like that, that's the number one problem that they face, and they stop. Most of them stop because they get discouraged. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to start. So maybe if you can give them some advice in terms of like how to navigate through it, maybe you can have some resources that you can share with our viewers.
Sure. Let me give you a little background when it comes to funding, because the turning point with my business came when we decided, I don't know if you have known this from the past. I pitched our idea on Shark Tanks.
Correct.
Yeah, I pitched it there four
I heard that.
times.
Yeah.
And then on the fourth time, that's where I met Metta World Peace. That's where like he was sitting next to me, and I thought, oh, this guy is a basketball player. I know him from the
Yeah.
Lakers. And during that time, I just wanted to ask him to get a picture of him so I could show to Alexis, my husband.
Correct.
And then he was asking me, hey, what are you doing? What is your business? And I told him, oh, we're on the nursing in the healthcare staffing industry. And we have a platform where you could connect the nurses to the facilities easily, match them. Some healthcare of marketplace for healthcare. And he got interested about it. He believed in our mission. And from there, he helped us connect from other funders, providing financial boost when we desperately needed. He was actually one of the person who helped us really grow our network when it comes to funding. But when you ask me about my advice, start with what you have, even if it's modest. This shows potential investor that you're willing and committed to take the risk for your vision. Don't be afraid.
Correct.
Just like what I said, do not be afraid to ask for help for family and friends. I did this, but again, during the time when you are a startup, when you're a minority, when you're a female in the tech-dominated industry, no one would really believe in you. But even if no one believes in you, push harder, because later on, you will gonna make it. Have faith. For me, my faith is my number one strategy, I would say. Believe in your idea and stay resilient through tough times. Your passion and persistence can be very persuasive and at the same time rewarding once you get there. So
that's great. That's really powerful that you mentioned them. In terms of, since you mentioned about what Easy Care Link is, and it's in the tech industry, right? In your own words, how has technology influenced the development and success of Easy Care Link? So what's your inspiration towards going through that type of business?
Sure. So first, Easy Care Link is a mobile app. Easy in the title of the brand, so I wanted healthcare workers to be able to download it easily and chose shifts according to their availability and geography. This has allowed healthcare workers to have a work-life balance while bringing more help to the facilities in need. Technology has really played a crucial role in the development and success of our platform. First and foremost, Easy Care Link is a mobile app which aligns perfectly with our brand's emphasis on ease and accessibility. The easy in our name signifies our commitment to making things possible and straightforward for healthcare workers. So what we really wanted for them is to be able to download the app easily and use it to choose shifts that fit their availability and their geographic location. So this has been a profound impact that allows healthcare workers to achieve their work-life balance. So,
That's great. That's great to hear. What I wanted to also find out from you is that are there any emerging technologies or trends that you believe will significantly impact your industry? So maybe you can, I know for a fact that every year or every month or so, there's always something new that comes up. Like last time I was there working with you, we don't have AI. Like
yes.
5 years since then, 5 years, it was like, I believe 5 years or 4 years. Now we have AI. So we have to adapt. Obviously, we have to adapt to anything that happens in the business. So maybe you can share to us, is there anything that you can see that are like, you think that you can probably adapt to your own business with the Easy Care Link?
Sure, yeah. When it comes to emerging technologies and trends, there are a couple that I believe will significantly impact our industry. You mentioned AI. The next thing will be robotics. I think it will play a major role when it comes to staffing, because staffing issue is not going away. There are always going to be a need. AI is already transforming many aspects of healthcare, and its potential to revolutionize its staffing is immense. So with AI, we can optimize shift scheduling, predict staffing needs more accurately, and match healthcare professionals with most suitable opportunities based on their skills and availability. So these are just few of what AI can do, definitely. Correct. So robotics is another exciting area. It might seem futuristic, but the integration of robotics into healthcare is already happening, particularly in areas like surgery and patient care. So definitely robotics can assist with, there are so many things that robotics can do, allowing healthcare professionals to focus more on their complex and critical aspect of patient care. This where it can also help alleviate the staffing burnout, the staffing stress, by improving efficiency and just the effectiveness in healthcare delivery.
That's exciting, huh? It's really getting more and more advanced. That's really great to hear about how far you go. I know for a fact that there's a lot of opportunities out there. Now, you're just tapping a tiny speck of the opportunities out there. For our audience right now, I noticed that they get discouraged, they don't know what to do. This podcast is to give them some insights and some ideas on how to do a business, side business, or get some inspiration, which is really exciting. Robotics. Maybe later on we'll take this opportunity to have Jayhan discuss to us the opportunity that she has to offer later on in this podcast. This is so exciting. For me, I'm just pumped up with the opportunities that you have there. We'll look forward to that one. Right. So now, next up, I needed to find out Jayhan as a leader. So probably you can share to us, because business is there, right? The opportunity is there. Now, we needed to find out or share to our viewers, who is Jayhan as a leader? My next question is, what is your approach to leadership? And how do you foster a positive and productive work environment in your own firm or your business?
Francis, my approach to leadership is really centered on empowerment, support, and understanding. When I was working at the facility, I felt that the feeling of just dragging your foot to work every day. You know how that feels. So I thought to myself, when I found my company here at Easy Care Link, I wanted them to have an ownership of the position that they are interested with, encouraging them to just do the same. Give them clear instructions, and then at the same time allow them to have the freedom to figure out on their own to really help them grow. This type of I think approach fosters independence and confidence in their abilities. But I'm also just being there for to help them and to provide guidance whenever is needed, ensuring they feel supported and not being overwhelmed. Understanding another aspect of it is understanding family life. I know how important it is to balance work and personal responsibilities, so I strive to be very accommodating and supportive of my team's needs in this area. Like, for example, whenever their families are sick, I try to be very understanding and accommodating with their requests. Sometimes you need to the adjusting needs to be within yourself and not on your environment. You can only change yourself but not your environment. So you have to adjust on to different personalities, to just your environment. I think that's one key aspect of my leadership style. Everyone has a unique strength and working styles, and by recognizing and adapting to these differences, I can help each one of them to thrive and contribute effectively. Another aspect of it is lead by example. Again, it's a basic fundamental way to approach them and to just empower them. Let them grow, but at the same time, make them accountable and responsible for their actions.
This is powerful. Just to share with you guys, like I mentioned earlier, I worked with Jayhan and I saw how flexible she is. Like I mentioned, I worked there and I brought my son with me, a 1-year-old son, and I brought like a mini crib. I don't know what to do at that time because my wife, Christina, she was working, so I gotta work as well. It's really tough because, don't get me wrong, being a mom and taking care of the kids and doing all the chores is really hard. That's why I have so much respect in terms of how a working mom can do those things like multitasking. It's hard. It's really hard. That's why when Jayhan was like, I was like really proud of her because when she became a mom, I know she's ready. She saw already how it is when you have a kid and you need to work at the same time. You're ready already.
I know. We have waited for 18 years. So
I know.
My baby was 18 years in the making.
Let's share that story for our viewers out there. As a entrepreneur, there's the success behind this is because of a story behind it. So probably you can share to us I don't know if you can share to us your personal love story, should we say. You gotta hear this, guys, because who knows, you can relate to her or some of her stories that she encounters. Go ahead, Jayhan.
Just to let for Francis viewers, my husband and I were married for 18 years. 18 years. So we already started wanting to have a baby just on the first day of our marriage. But unfortunately, God has its own way. There's always a reason why we have to wait that long to have our son. So to cut it short, I had my son after 18 years. But I started my business back in 2014 when I first started my business. So during that time, again, it wasn't easy for a startup to start a business by your own self. And then when there's a lot of struggles, one is lack of support, funding, being a minority, just everything. But what got me through is, again, my faith. For you out there, if you wanting to start your own business but doesn't know where to start, I would say just pursue what you dreamed of. Because at the end of the day, if you believe with what you are doing will gonna make a difference in other people's life, God will make a way for you. So keep on dreaming, keep your faith alive. That's fuel my passion to do what I love to do. And after 18 years, I had my son, but at the same time, it's
exciting,
challenging.
Huh? Worth the wait.
Still challenging, but in a good way. Yes,
like trying to stay
definitely.
awake, like
Mhm.
trying to get
Right.
up when you're so sleepy, getting the milk.
It was an exciting moment when I have my son.
Uh-huh.
So, but again, being a first time mom,
Hmm.
definitely you have your own challenges and moment. But I guess I think it will not gonna count when you have your son. So
I know.
for you out there trying for a long time, don't worry, you have your own time.
Yeah, that's great. We're really happy to know your story already. So that's why we're really happy for you guys, you and Alexis. At least the long wait is over. The little man had his birthday. So
Yes, I know. Actually, we did, I think, 3 times. Of just to give you a background, we did 3 times of IVF, and it's not cheap.
yeah, I know. That's
Oh,
one option, right? Don't lose hope. There's a
yes,
possibility.
exactly. But you know what? Even if you do, here's the thing: even if you do IVF, if it's not God's will,
There's a
push.
reason why.
There's always gonna be a reason why, and I know it's gonna be for good.
Yeah,
So
that's great. It's really good to hear about you as a business owner, like thriving to whatever you're doing. I guess probably what I wanted to know, or maybe you can share, as an entrepreneur and as a family woman, a mom, a wife, maybe share to us some of the best rewards or rewarding moment that you've encountered in your current situation, so that you can, one of the viewers out here or all of our viewers, that they can probably get some inspiration out of are going to share or
sure.
what you've encountered.
Sure. What I can share is when it comes to rewarding moments is, and this is I always what I shared with my staff, is when you make a difference in other people's life, when you change their lives. There's so many stories that I get from our pool of workers of how their lives changed. Number one, from Easy Care Link, we have workers that has been with us for the last 8-10 years, and they would share, hey mom, just wanted to let you know that my daughter was an attorney, was a product of Easy Care Link. She's like those
That's great.
stories. Then there's another one, the land that I pawned, I took it back already because of my work from Easy Care Link. It's really rewarding to hear such stories, how we made a difference in their lives. And I think that was what really stick me from doing what I am doing now, even if the difficulties, the hardships, having your own business is not that easy. So, again, changing people's lives, what I wanted to hear at the end of the day, how we make a difference, just be part of their story to tell.
That's
But
great.
as far as for the mom, being a first time mom, I think what I can share is just the joy of seeing your son, seeing your child laugh, or share a laughing moment with you. Those kind of things are just precious.
That's great. Yeah, it's exciting, right? It's
It's
great to be a
exciting.
parent, like a mom,
Yes.
and so it's really good. So yeah, I'm really thankful for you to spend time in this podcast or
Mhm.
interview with you. It's really, I know for a fact that you have a great story to tell, and plus with your own experience, you can definitely inspire a lot of people out there that are thinking about venturing out into a business or something like that. It doesn't only apply to just tech. It could be like starting up their own store or whatever. So all of us have our own stories to tell, and this story of Jayhan is some sort of like an inspiration to give you some motivation and some help that you need, because everybody for the past 4 years, with the
I
pandemic, and everybody,
know.
the depression is all-time high. I know there's like years before, there's the Great Depression, right? But this one is
Yeah.
something different because of the pandemic, and the COVID is like really hit a lot of us, and it's really sad.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, can you imagine, we already are in a 51 minutes already, Jayan, and it's
Wow.
we're almost into the end of our
Wow.
episode. So I guess, yeah, before we end, we're on a latter stage of our interview. Maybe you can, before we end, I wanted to ask you, or maybe you can share to our viewers, what are the future plans for Easy Careling and you as a family woman? Maybe you can share to us, and so that to give some insights for our viewers.
We have definitely some exciting plans and developments in the pipeline for Easy Care Link. And one of the most thrilling projects we've been working involves incorporating, of course, higher technology like artificial intelligence into our platform. Again, AI has the potential to significantly enhance the productivity and efficiency, and we're really just exploring various ways to leverage it, from optimizing shift scheduling to improving the matching process between healthcare workers and the facilities, just streamlining the operation to deliver better service to our users. We're also looking at expanding our reach and impact, providing more opportunities to healthcare professionals and just addressing the staffing needs more effectively. What our goal here is really to continue to be a reliable and innovative solution in the healthcare industry to improve lives and serve our clients or patients in a quality aspect of giving them quality care. So just like what I mentioned, we are tapping into more innovative solutions like robotics.
So, any maybe a follow-up question as a family woman? Any follow-up with the little man? Are you going to add another one?
I know. Well, I'm thinking definitely we want to have one, but if it's God's will for us, gonna make it happen. He will gonna make it happen. Yeah.
That's great.
We wanted for him to have another a playmate.
Sibling.
A playmate.
A sibling or a couple of siblings might work, huh?
Maybe one.
Maybe one more. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll leave it all up to the hands of the Lord. If it is His will, He will gonna make it happen for us. That's for sure.
Wow, that's great. Again, I'm really thankful for you to share your time and your story about this particular episode or podcast. Maybe for some of the closing thoughts that you can invite our viewers out there for your upcoming events. I know that you have some crowdfunding that you're putting up together, right? Maybe you can share to our viewers what you are coming up, or maybe you're cooking some stuff in terms of latest technologies or business ventures that you have. And please invite our viewers.
Sure. Thank you, Francis. I would like to just thank you for this opportunity where I could share my story from being an ordinary woman to be who I am now. It's just amazing the journey that I have gone through, but it was all a blessing. I learned, I grow from it. So I hope that your audience can learn from my story as well, can take inspiration from it. And my advice for you out there is to just be resilient. Whatever life throws at you, do not worry about it, but just be resilient, be patient, and have your faith. Keep your dream on and keep your faith alive. I hope that I can give an inspiration for our listeners on how you can connect with us to learn more about us. We have our website you can go to at www.easycarelink.com, or you can visit us at our Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok account. I think Francis will gonna share you our account in there as well. But you can connect with us and learn more about Easy Care Link through the social media account that we have. So feel free to leave a comment, or you can also like and subscribe, stay updated with our latest news and offerings. We'd love to hear from you guys. So yes, and we do have a crowdfunding event. This is for our plan in terms of more innovations and more technologies that were coming up. And please support Francis for his podcast. Continue to watch over him. I know he'll gonna bring some more inspiring stories, just like mine or with other entrepreneurs as well. And again, thank you so very much.
All right. Thank you. There you have it, folks.
Yeah.
Like I said, adding to this one, please do support Jayhan on her upcoming crowdfunding event. I believe that is it over or did you?
No, we still
Is it
have a
ongoing?
crowd. Yes, it's
Okay.
still
Yeah.
ongoing.
Okay.
So if you guys are interested, please just let Francis know. You can leave a comment, or you can reach us on our social media account, and we will gonna accommodate you. Again, it's a private event and strictly for invitations only.
All right. So there you have it, folks. Again, this is some story that we found out from our very own guest, Miss Jayhan Edu, a newly mom, very God fearing woman, and a loving wife. I was about to say husband. It's the other way around. But
Loving.
anyway, I would like to thank you very much. So we still stay connected, and really thankful for you providing an inspiration to me and to all the viewers that we have. And again, hopefully we can work again sometime soon. And guys, please do watch out for Easy Care Link and Jayhan, and you can see her through the social media platforms that we have right now. Bye.
Yes.
UPCEO, UPCEO, Unemployed Pinoy CEO, Unemployed Pinoy CEO. What's your story? What's your humble beginning? How did it happen? Come on and share it with the world. Be an inspiration throughout every nation. Tell me your story. Let's show the world we can. Let's go, go, go. UPCEO.